Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Gotti, back with another video. Those who don't know me, I'm originally from New York and I moved here February 24th, 2 years ago. Woo! 2-year anniversary. I can't believe it, but like just yesterday I got up and left. Like I literally, this is a story time guys. I literally never felt so tired, so sick of my own ish that I just I packed up my stuff and left. I was like, I gotta go. Nothing is working out for me in New York. I got to dip. So I did so. You know, I was working, I worked in Harlem Hospital for like about 5 years as a agency. So I was temp. And so basically when you work for an agency, the agency pays you a fraction. Like whatever the hospital pays you, the agency takes a fraction of that until you get paid less. And on top of that, you don't have no benefits, no anything. So like no health insurance. Back to what I was saying. I worked at Harlem Hospital for 5 years and they never wanted to hire me as a full-time employee. They knew that I was a great worker, but they wouldn't hire me. And I must take accountability because I wasn't the greatest worker. I mean, when it came to my work ethics, I did everything I was supposed to do. You know, like my job description, I always did that. But however, when it came to attendance, your girl gotta be honest, like I never used to come to work. And on top of that, when I did come, I was always late. So why would they hire someone like that? I totally get it. Before I got pregnant, I used to come to work. I used to be there on time. After I got pregnant and had my baby, things just changed. It's a long story, but long story short, I became a mother, and so it's a different ball game when you're a parent, you know, a single mother. I didn't start off being a single mother, but it was fairly right after I gave birth that I became a single mother. Fairly right after, like maybe after 6 months. I'm blessed to have moved to Texas because here the babysitters open at 6 o'clock. Over there in New York, you would never find a babysitter that open at 6 o'clock unless it's a personal babysitter. If it's a personal babysitter, but like daycares, they do not open till like 8 or 7. I don't even think they open at 7. I think they open like probably 7:30, 8, if I remember correctly. So that was the biggest struggle for me. I had to go to work at 8 and I had to be at work by 7. After they didn't hire me, because like they wasn't hiring me within a year or two, you know, they tell you that after your 6 months, you have the possibility of getting hired and stuff like that. So after I saw that they didn't hire me and I've already been there, now I'm pregnant and I have this situation, well, I kind of like just got dismayed. So I was like, why am I coming to work? Like my check is garbage anyways. You know, I got dismayed of going to work, and then I went through a whole stage of depression. I went through a lot in my life that you guys will soon find out. I don't want to like bombard everything in one video, so I'm gonna try to space it out. I'm not really ready to talk about what I endured in my life, what I had to encounter in my life, because it's very emotional, and until this day, like I'm still working on healing. I am healed to a certain extent. If I could be honest with myself, I'm not completely healed, because if I could still cry about my situation, are you really healed? No, you're not. So yeah, like my son is a very sensitive topic to me, and it's something that I didn't even want to share with like the YouTube world, social media in general. Like I don't even post my son on Instagram. If I do, like it's a picture that doesn't cover his face, and if I'm showing off his face, it's gonna be in a story where it's gonna be deleted within 24 hours. It's not because I don't want people to know what he looks like. It's just like, it's a selfish thing, I'll be honest. But I feel like no one deserves to see my son, because I had to go through a lot of things by myself. No one was there. People saw me, well, probably people didn't even know I was hurt because I probably disguised it very well. But those that knew me, they knew I was hurt. I wanted my depression to be a secret amongst my family. I didn't know how to allow them to be there for me. And it's kind of weird because I feel like I blame them sometimes because I feel like my family has not been there for me. I also have to take encounter that I didn't allow them to be there for me. Like, for instance, when I went through my depression, I got diagnosed with depression by an actual doctor. Like, I'm not just jacking depression just to say that I'm depressed. Like, they gave me meds for it. It was really bad. Like, I was in a hospital and I was admitted in a psychiatric unit because I really wanted to end my life. But again, I'm not trying to get too deep into it because I'm not ready to talk about it, but I'm giving you more so of a story so y'all can understand what was going on in New York that I left and decided to start all over. So when I was in the hospital, my family didn't even know that I was in the hospital till after I got discharged. When I got discharged, that's when they basically found out that I was in the hospital, and they were worried. I had relapses. I ended up going back, and that was that. So I didn't allow them to be there. I didn't want them to be there. I didn't want them coming to visit me, and I don't like, it's a pride problem, guys. I don't like people seeing me being weak. The medication, honestly, I never took. I tried it for like a couple of days. I didn't like the effects that it took on me. Was really, really, really bad. Like, I started like acting really, really slow. Like, I couldn't process things. I felt retarded. I felt like I had some psych issues with the damn pills. When I knew there was nothing wrong with me, it was just depression. You know, it was a lot that I was going through. I had just broken up with my son's father. He left me for another woman. And then later on in the years, I found out that he got her pregnant when we were still like dealing with each other. I was depressed, like totally depressed. And so I stopped going to work. Now I'm a single mother, literally doing everything on my own. And I'm, it's my first child. I don't know how to maneuver around this world by myself, let alone with a kid. Like, I'm not aware of what I'm supposed to be doing because everything is just new to me. I've never been a mom, and to do this all alone is very early on. Like, my son was probably like already 6 months. This is what I'm saying. Like, I've always been a strong woman because I always try to hold it down. I always held it down, matter of fact, because I graduated. I did the damn thing, bro. So I was in school all the way in Brooklyn, living in the Bronx, and working in Harlem. Like, my commute was ridiculous. You understand? There was days where I dropped off DJ to the daycare in the morning, then go to work. After work, I go all the way to Brooklyn to school. And we had an agreement that me and him had an agreement that he was going to pick up DJ from the daycare. And the daycare's calling me talking about, hey, like, it's 7 o'clock. Mind you, daycare closes at 6. Like, it's 7 o'clock. Like, who's picking up DJ? Like, DJ's still here. I'm like, what? And he don't even have the common courtesy to call me and be like, yo, I'm not gonna make it. Like, try to see if I'm gonna try to see if my mom can make it, or try to see if your mom can make it. Like, like, arrange something. Like, this lady was threatening to have ACS my case. I don't need that. So all of that is a lot of stress that I had to like endure, and it was just not working out for me. It got to a point where I was just like, my life literally stunk so bad that I didn't know what else to do. Like, I'm like, I'm not getting a better job. I was applying for other jobs before I even decided to move out the state. I was applying for other jobs, going to interviews, and nothing was working out. Like, the Lord was literally closing all my doors. He said, no, you're being stubborn. I've been told, because I've had plans to move to Texas, but I never really moved because I was like, hey, I got my job. Like, why would I leave here and go to a place where I don't know and start all over? Like, I'm gonna be good here. Like, my mom is here. She helps me. Me and my mom was bumping heads like literally every day, every week. She was going through a divorce with my dad. What I'm saying is, God is amazing. He will close all your doors and he will put you where you belong. So he made everything impossible for me in New York. I got so fed up that I didn't think twice about it. I just booked my plane. I said, all right, I'm gonna book my plane for next month. People were just like, you really about to move to Texas? I'm like, yeah, it's time to go. I'm sick and tired of everybody right now. Me and my mom don't see eye to eye. Like, we wasn't beefing or anything, but we was just clashing heads every day. Like, we would just have a lot of disagreements. It's amazing how God is, because I got here February 24th, and I don't even think I was like without a job for a month. Like, I literally applied for work the following week that I moved. So like, let's say today I moved, next week I'm already applying for jobs. After that week, I'm already having an interview and getting hired. So yeah, it was like within 2 weeks I already started working. Like, I was already working. And I had moved in February because that's around the time where tax season comes. I had my tax refund money, and I was like, all right, worst case scenario, like, I'm gonna have to live off of my refund check, and I don't think I'm gonna be jobless for that long. I gave myself a 2 months period to be jobless, and with my refund check, doors started opening like crazy for me. All the opportunities were there. Like, I literally just had to walk to it. Like, literally walk, ta-da, it's yours. literally, like, it was that easy. This is amazing. Like, it's an eye-opener for me. Like, this is where, like, God's power really puts you to test. Like, you have to believe that there is a higher power, because how is it that he made everything impossible for you just to make everything great for you here? Me. Like, this is my testimony, bro. I went through hell. Like, y'all don't understand. I went through hell in New York, and as soon as I got to Texas, everything just blossomed for me. It's amazing. Like, I am so grateful for everything that happens. It has been an amazing journey, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's been all sweet. It has not. I'm gonna say this though. Overall, life is good. Know what I mean? Future's voice. But overall, life is really good. I encountered some real things that I'm just grateful for, the stuff that I went through, because it made me who I am today. It made me a strong woman. It gives me a story to tell and motivation for other people to keep moving forward, keep pushing through, because I made it through, you can too. I'm just thankful for today, having this wonderful anniversary. Like, me looking back at the stuff that I went through and looking at what I am doing now for myself. Like, look at me. I started a YouTube channel, something that I always wanted to do, and I was so scared to do it. Like, I'm living life the way it's supposed to be lived. Like, I don't care what no one says anymore. I just wanted to share with you guys why I moved to Texas. A lot of people always ask me why I moved to Texas. Honestly speaking, guys, this is what brought me to Houston, and I am now able to say that I'm happy that I went through what I went through to reach where I'm at today. When you go through some tough things, it's hard to, like, even keep a promise. Even like addicts, because I used to be like, yo, why? What do you gotta go through in life to pick up a drug and become an addict? Like, how hard could life be? Life really gets really hard. Like, life will literally throw lemons at you. And I get it now. I don't judge anyone, especially not on drug addicts, because I was never a drug addict, thank God. But I was, like, literally borderline suicidal. And I think that's worse than being a drug addict, because once you take your life away, that's it. There's no coming back. But you could be a drug addict and heal from that. You could go to the rehab and recover and be good. Start all over. You get a fresh new start if you want to. You gotta be willing to, of course. But once you're suicidal and you literally commit suicide, like, you can't be like, God, all right, can I get one more chance to do it again? Point being made is that I understand why people do drugs, and I don't judge those kind of people. Neither do I applaud them or do I encourage them to continue. But I definitely understand, is what I'm trying to say. I understand why people do the things they do. Like, you have to really understand that everybody has different levels of how to handle stress. And not everybody's built the same way. So if you're able to maneuver through stress better than others, then kudos to you. But do not belittle those people that go through things, because we be going through some tough things and we be trying to make it work. I'm speaking for myself now. I be trying to make it work. I'm just happy to be where I'm at. I'm happy that I went through what I went through and got over it. And I can share it with you guys and those of you that need a hug. Here is a virtual hug. So to sum up the video, I just wanted to tell y'all that I was going through some tough things in New York, and basically, yes, I did run away from my troubles, but it's not me running away. The Lord, I swear, the Lord forced me to move to Texas. There's no greater power than the Lord. I'm not gonna jack that I ran away from my problems, because my problems is still there. It's just in a whole different state now. But it's working out for me. Like, literally, I had to leave New York because nothing was working out for me in New York. Nothing. I had to come to Texas and everything blossomed for me. I got tired of the lifestyle that I was living, and on top of that, I did not want to raise my son in New York. Everyone who's from New York City understands that is not a good place to raise a boy. New York is so territorial. Like, if your hood got beef with this hood, you automatically got yourself in beef that don't pertain to you. I did not want that for my son. But anyways, I love y'all. Thank you for listening to me. This was a very personal video. I didn't have the courage to do it, but we're living life freely this year. You understand? We're doing all the things that make us uncomfortable. We're stepping outside of our comfort zone this year. That's it. Y'all stay blessed and stay tuned for my next video. Anyways, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Y'all have a rest of a good night. All right, bye guys. Stay blessed.